Hey guys, quick update on the Mini. So, had to take the door off. I've cut everything out, pretty much as you last seen. I went to repair the doorstep, but it was in pretty bad state. Let me show you. So this is everything I've removed. So you can see where I've drilled out all the old spot welds and everything, and I put a piece in here. But after I'd done that, and then I see that was pretty bad. So I caught it with the grinder. Another hole. I just thought, let's replace it. So doorstep's in. Everything's taken a while, but it's basically back as it should be now. So I can actually get the inner sills in now. It's just very time consuming, grinding all the layers back, so you've just got a single layer. Obviously I've put the flitch in, or inner wing repair. It doesn't seem like I've probably done a lot since I've shown you, but there's a lot of work just grinding away and separating the old layers of metal and getting it to a point where you can actually put stuff back in. So that's where I'm up to now. Bit of rust converter on some of the older stuff. It's all looking pretty good. Just a quick one, obviously. Don't trust that your panels are always right. I've noticed that the seam in the floor was running out versus the seam there and there. So basically it had been bent in the wrong place. I've measured it up. It was 19 mil at the front, and basically it got less and less and less, and it run out. So I measured 90 mil all the way along. Well, you can see there it was about 5-10 mil out. So I've cut that where it should be. I've basically just gone along with hammer and chisel and just re-bent the line in to where it sort of stopped running out. And now that inner sill stretch is 90 millimeters all the way to the back where it was running out. So don't trust that these are always bob on. You can even see where it's been misshapen there and it's not perfectly square. So don't just put that in and assume it's all going to be right and true. You have to make your own mind up. So nearly ready to go in now. I've just primed under where the cross member is going to be because the rest of it's bare metal, and I've been using this tool. An old-fashioned guy told me it's called a joggler, but I think probably more commonly referred to as like a step tool. So you can see the shape in those jaws there. Go along the edge, and it puts this, obviously you have to line them up or they're not perfectly neat, but it creates that little step. So you leave that same width on the inside of the floor, and then obviously there's a nice little overlap, and it's pretty much flush. Then you haven't got a step between the two pieces, and you're not having a butt joint, it's a overlap, so slightly stronger. The other advantage to these things, you turn it round and it's got a punch. So for your spot welds, you basically just put this on. So every so many couple of inches. So a few of them to do, and we'll get it welded in. Okay, quick test fit of the inner and outer sill assembly. This has had a few little modifications. I've cut the flutes off either end because that's where the roll cage bolts are going to come through. And as I've shown you in one of the earlier videos, it'll just make a mess. Pull the flute in, so I've cut them off. I've epoxy primed in this cavity because once that's in, you can't get to that. So let's have a little see how it's fitting. So fitting nice at the front. So butting up nicely to the inner wing repair I've done. Bit of a gap at the back, but it's all just within battling range. So see, it wants moving forward a touch to meet the front, but it's touching here. Needs to come up a little. As you can see, it's not quite. So it's all within battling range. Meeting the cross member all right. The seam matches the bend on the cross member. That floor plate's nearly touching, so it just needs a bit of jiggery pokery to get it where I need it to be. With all the layers of metal though, these seat rails are well short now. I think I'll have to cut them out, put some new ones in, because obviously there was like 4 layers of metal plus rust lamination and under seal and stuff. Then like a good 10mm short of the inner sill now. So a bit more fiddling around, just manipulate it with the jack, get some clamps on it, and you just got to get it where you need it to be. I still need to trim this first groove out the floor, so I can mark that up now. It's test. Pretty much welded in now. So because this is all new step, new inner wing, I got some really nice welds on there. I should turn it up a bit, lay them a little bit flatter so there won't be as much grinding. And because I didn't have all the holes in the step from where I drilled through, I did them on the inside. So again, a lot cleaner and easier to grind off as well, rather than having to get the grinder in that tight lip. So just going to finish up on the floor. You can see it's all fitting nicely now. So with the bodywork, it's just a case of manipulating it, making it fit. So what I did was I used some of the self-tapping metal screws. You can still see 2 in there now. Pulled that right up to where I needed it to be. Got the jack with a piece of wood underneath. Got some clamps, obviously those tack bolts hold it in place. Then I got the wood and the jack and basically jacked it up to where it needed to be. Got some mole grips on it. Again, literally just jack it up, clamp it, and then weld it into place. You just got to manipulate it to suit what you need to do basically. This is where we're up to with it at the moment. You've just seen in the time lapse I was taking off the front subframe. So where I've done some repairs to the front bulkhead, that's basically needs cleaning and the weld's just tidying up all around that area. So you got the subframe out the way, steering rack out the way, grind that back, clean it all up, and then that's going to get new stone chip on it. Inside pretty much done now. Put some of these spreader plates around where the seat rails are going. Put a little piece in the bulkhead there, bulkhead repair, and then I just need to put a piece in the floor where that hammer is. It's a lot of rusty metal. Hi guys, quick update on the Mini. Been slowly chipping away at getting some stuff done, so I'm just going to show you what we've been up to. So front subframe's been off. We've finished all the welding underneath. I'll show you that. That's all welded now. Everything's been ground back and took the front subframe off. All the bulkhead's been ground back, rust treated, and had some zinc primer. And I've been smoothing out some of the holes in the front bulkhead as well. So there was tons of holes for wires and stuff, so they've all been welded up. I've also test fitted the new radiator. So that's all mounted on now. Here these brackets, and the rad's in, loads of clearance for the fan. Changed my mind, I think I'm going to try and get the electric water pump up here. Obviously loads of room, come straight out the bottom rad hose, straight into it and down the exhaust tunnel out the back, so just mocking up a few bits. Hi guys, so just another update on the Mini. Finally getting somewhere. I mean, for you it's probably not been very long, but for me it's been a bit of a slog. Welding all this flooring and doing all the rust repairs, and obviously on a very tight time constraint. So I think we're about done with all the structural rust repairs. So I'll just show you where we're up to. But I think we're going to draw this video to a close with these rust repairs, and I can finally get back onto a bit more interesting stuff, which is all the AN hoses, the electric water pump, all of that performance stuff that I was supposed to be doing before I encountered all this rust. So let's see what we've been up to. So in terms of welding, all this floor is now completely finished. We've also welded in the plates for the front of the cage. Had to put the cage back in just to measure up what was what there. Also welded in the seat rails again, so that's all good. I've been making up these closure panels here as well. I'll just show you over that side. So that's the little closure panel. I'll just run around and show you what it looks like from outside. Obviously with this being a Zcar, there's no part to buy for that, so I had to make that. Move the clamp out of the way. So that runs along the sort of inside of the inner sill there, closes that off. So the back of the sill isn't open, because if you look at the driver's side, the back of the sill is just open, and it's also open at the top. So this is just going to close all that off. I'll get that finished and we can get on to some fun stuff.